I'm so glad you're here to join us. Today, we are talking about one decision, one simple decision, one clear next step. Today's chat is not about trying to figure everything out all at once. It's really just about being able to make a decision. you know, Noticing that one specific decision that you need to make you may already know the answer that you need to give, that decision you need to make, but it's quietly waiting for you to accept it and to just move forward with it. So I am so glad that you're here. And whether you're joining us live or you're catching the replay, just know that I am thinking about you right in this moment. I'm Cindy Brockway, and I am a self-expansion coach. I'm also the curator of the Essentials for Peace and Balance Facebook community. I help high achieving people, men and women, reconnect with clarity, calm, and a steady way forward. Steady, calm, and courageous without adding more pressure. Um, if this kind of support really speaks to you, you are welcome to subscribe or to join us inside my Facebook community, Essentials for Peace and Balance, so that you don't miss any future sessions. So, today we're going to talk about those times when there is a big decision that needs to be made. And it's probably those decisions that are connected with the roles that you've been holding for a long, long time. Sometimes it's about something that maybe is no longer working the same way that it was for a long time. Or maybe it's a place where something just really needs to shift. You know that it needs to shift. And, sometimes it involves our adult children. And that's something that is really kind of near and dear to my heart. And these kids, these adult kids, they keep making messes that you're expected to clean up. You know, that's something that's recently happened in my world. But there's also times when you're the only one. It doesn't have to do anything with your own kids, but you're the one that everyone else relies upon, whether it's at work or maybe in your family, and it just keeps landing on you. That is a heavy burden to carry. And I'll be honest with you, it is something that I have walked through myself more than once. Most recently, it's my oldest son. He's incarcerated, and there have been moments where I have had to really sit with what is mine to carry and what isn't. What isn't, and how to let go. That's not an easy place to be in. I know, because I've been there a few times. And you may have your own version of that, something that You really did not expect to still be carrying at this stage of life. And if part of you feels like, you know what, I am done with all this, you're not wrong for feeling that way. We all feel that way from time to time, and for good reason. For good reason. And if you're maybe feeling that way, this is just the right session for you to be tuning in with. It's not going to be adding any pressure. It's being able to tune in to what's already true for you, what you already know to be what you want it to be within your own thoughts. So, before we get started, I want you to just take a little bit of a pause. Um, and if you're able to, just walk outside for a minute, or maybe even look outside the window. I'm coming to you from the campground where we've had a busy weekend and then a few glitches in the system. And so we're here at the lake. We're sitting outside, just kind of enjoying nature, listening to the birds. And we're going to invite you to just take one slow breath. So if you're stepping outside, what is something that you notice around you right now? The light, the air, the clouds. What is something in your stillness that you're noticing right now? I'd love for you to share it in the comments, and I'd be very honored to interact with you. I want you to think about being in a space where there's nothing to solve, nothing to fix, just being in nature, just arriving in a space that is really nurturing you deep down. And I'd like for you to take a minute, just a couple minutes, to do a clarity scan with me. And the first part is for you to think about what decision have you been circling? What decision? We're talking tonight about one decision, one simple act that you can wrap your brain around. Even though you might already sense what the answer should be and needs to be, but you haven't made that decision yet. You haven't maybe put your foot down. So, what has kept you from acting so far? What is it that's kept you from making that decision and sticking with it? Your responsibilities? Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's the expectations of other people. What is it that is keeping you from making that tough decision? For some of us, it's not that we don't know what to do. It's that we've been so used to showing up for everyone else and responding in a certain way, maybe out of guilt, maybe out of feeling responsible. And we haven't slowed down long enough to stay loyal to ourselves. Because that is just as important, or not, if not more important, than anything is staying loyal to yourself. If you gave this just 1 hour this week, this decision that you need to make, give it 1 hour. And what would that hour look like? If you were able to just take an hour, be real with yourself, true to yourself, and understand that this decision that you need to make, you know what's best for those who are involved. But yet you haven't made that decision yet because it's hard. And sometimes it's not that you're confused or you're not sure what to do or what to say because you really do know. It's just that hesitation piece. And, we do hesitate, and that makes sense, especially when you've been the one that people have counted on for a long time. But I have learned there is a line where helping starts to hurt. Helping doesn't solve the situation. It can actually make it more difficult. It can make it more of an issue. And recognizing that the line doesn't make you a bad person. Making that decision doesn't make you bad. It makes you aware. And it helps you to make that one small move forward. And even though the people involved in the situation may not understand it completely, but you know that it brings more clarity than the other way around. It helps you and the other people involved in this decision making. It helps them to move forward too. You can't constantly make decisions for those people. They need to make those decisions for themselves. And you make the decision for yourself. And often you already know what that decision needs to be and what you'd like it to be. And sometimes you just need to do it. And it's going to be uncomfortable for a little while. But once it's been made and you stick to your guns, so to speak, they understand. They know that they're going to have to adjust their outlook on things, their expectations. They cannot continue to lean on you to make the decisions for them. It's just the way it has to be. So I want you to think about that for just a little bit. And what's one decision that you're willing to move on this week? Think about what that might be. Just one decision. You may already know what that decision is. You may have been in conversations with a certain person, and the topic keeps coming up again and again and again. And yet you want to stick with the decision that you've made. You know it's right. And you just need to do it. Stick with it. Make sure they understand that decision and move forward. That decision, what is that one decision? I was put in a position just just a few days ago where I had to reiterate what my decision was and stick with it. And it was uncomfortable. Um, he wasn't crazy about what I had to say, but eventually I just said, this is my decision. I'm still here for you, but my decision has not changed. And once they realize or um, notice or accept that you're not changing, eventually they let it go. They have to because you are being more consistent. And, it's not about having to solve everything at once. It's just honoring that one step, whatever that one decision is, stick with it and know that you are making the right decision. It might not be received the way you would like it to be received, but it is the right decision. And I am just encouraging you to spend a little bit of time to make that decision so that you can move forward. And then once that big, tough decision is made and you've put it out there, it makes a big difference. It's a huge weight off your shoulders. So if you want support in walking this out, um, you know, we all know that we're not perfect, but we can find a place of steadiness, either within ourselves or with support. And I would love to be able to um, support you in a clarity kickstart session, help you decide on what that decision needs to be, what that conversation might look like, and what is just one clear step that you can make that is going to help you move forward. So I will put the link down below if you're interested in joining me for a session so that we can move forward just one step at a time. So thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget, we are going to be right here next Monday for another spotlight session. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.